Hi everyone, it's Derek from the Are You Ready podcast, and this is my reaction to the 4-0 win against Falkirk in the League Cup Round 2 today. A pretty straightforward performance, as expected. No disrespect to Falkirk at all, but when you're playing against a team a few leagues below you, you expect to roll over them. It was a professional performance, nothing flashy. We expected to make a raft of changes. We did so. Maybe that led to maybe not the flashiness of the performance, maybe not the gung-ho approach at all, but it certainly was job done with relative ease today as well. That said, Falkirk did try and stand up to us. They did try and play against us. They did get forward on a few occasions. There was a couple of times in the second half when they got shots off, especially, and caused a wee bit of danger. I wouldn't say anything major. McLaughlin was fully up to it, as was the defence, and it was pretty routine at the end of the day. Of note though, a couple of disappointing things to come of it. The real concerning thing obviously is Helander was not in the squad at all. He's tested positive for COVID, so we wish him a speedy recovery, we wish him all the best, and we hope nothing further comes of that. No other players have to go into self-isolation from what we've been told so far, so hopefully that is just the one isolated case and we don't have any other fallout from that one there. Bit strange as well, considering he wasn't on international duty, I don't believe, so it just goes to show you can do everything right and you can still pick it up. You've got to remember as well, these players have got neighbours, they've got friends, they've got family. They're not going to be isolating from the world. They've still got to go and do shopping. It's one of these things that players will still pick up even though they're getting regularly tested, and they could be doing everything right. It's the same with all of us just now. Into the game though, as I said, it was fairly routine. We had a lot of possession, again as you would expect. We played high up the field. We never let Falkirk do much with the ball. They did on occasion get forward. At least that's the one thing about Falkirk, it was a free hit for them, absolutely, and they could maybe afford to take a wee bit more forward thinking approach, and they did try and stand up to us. They were quick on the break on occasion, so fair play to them for that. However, within 5 minutes it was all undone, because on the 5th minute we went 1-0 up with Defoe scoring. It was a long high ball up from Goldson from our half, right to the left side of the box, over the top of the defence. Defoe gets the ball, takes one touch with a great control, and then strikes it with the second touch in the back of the net from a fairly tight angle. We'll give him that as well. Again, as I said, we had a lot of possession, never really done too much with it in front of goal. Maybe the disappointing thing of the game, but you know, it was still comfortable for us. Barker picked up a knock on the 25th minute and he had to go off, replaced by Kamara. You just kind of get the impression he picks up too many injuries, Barker, and he always tries. You can't not say that about him, but he's maybe just got one of these bodies that isn't up to the rigours of modern football, but it's a shame for him. Maybe more of a precaution. We'll just need to wait and see how that is, given the fact that it was a plastic pitch and all that. You don't want to aggravate things any more than they already are. However, on the 28th minute, there was a quick move up, getting the ball right into the box. Tavernier with a powerful shot and a great save from the keeper to put out for the corner. And the resulting corner, a minute later, on the 29th minute, we went 2-0 up with Bassey scoring. The corner came in, Itten with a great header right at the keeper, who makes a good save but spills it right into the path of Bassey, who puts it high into the back of the net. Just great instinct there from Bassey there. We did go 3-0 up just before half time on the 41st minute though, with a fantastic free kick from Barisic. It was a free kick from about 20 yards out on the right hand side of the box, up and over the wall into the top left bin, just trademark Barisic, and game was absolutely wrapped up at that point. Second half, Falkirk again had really nothing to lose at this point, and they did start out the second half a bit brighter than they were playing in the first half. Probably their best chance of the game came in the 46th minute. It was a short pass back from Bassey to McLaughlin. Connor Salmon runs in and nearly nicks the ball and put it in, but fortunately cleared by the keeper there. And on the 49th minute, if the game was in any doubt before, it certainly wasn't now, because Tavernier made it 4-0 on the 49th minute with an absolute stunning goal. We went right up the park after Falkirk had a shot at the keeper. It was initially cleared but right back to us. Barisic on the left puts a superb cross right into the back post to find Tavernier on the volley right into the back of the net. An absolute stunning finish, and again, I've said it before, Tavernier now is scoring like a striker. He's not just putting the tap-ins in, he's not just putting penalties away. That was striker-esque. That was a fantastic goal. Just a great movement all round as well, and a superb cross, a superb goal. Made a few changes after that in the game. Barisic and Arfield off, Middleton and 18-year-old Kieran Dixon getting his debut, who was fairly impressive. 70th minute, Zungu and Tav off. Greg Stewart, remember him, he's been out in the wilderness for a wee bit of time. And 16-year-old Leon King made his debut as well. Again, came on and had a decent performance. These are the type of games that once the game's done and dusted, get the youngsters on, get them some experience. Might be a while before we see them again, mind you, so this is the type of game you want to get them involved in. And then really the last piece of play we've got here in the 78th minute was a scramble in the box on the 6-yard line. Keeper makes a couple of easy blocks and then Itten couldn't get a proper shot off. So overall the game was routine, it was professional. We got through the game without, hopefully a major injury there to Barker. And the draw was right after the game, and we got drawn against St Mirren away. So a fairly favourable draw, that one there. However, given the amount of top division teams that actually went out this weekend, then the draw was always going to be fairly favourable to us. Of note, obviously, Motherwell, Hearts and Aberdeen got put out this weekend, and amazingly, Celtic got put out as well, as we all know. So you've got to think now that the team are going to hammer home, and we're going to lift the first silverware of the season and first silverware for Gerrard as well. Not counting my chickens though, because there's a lot of football to be played. We're playing exceptional just now, and we've just got to see that as a major positive, and we can see the end in sight there. Obviously, with Celtic going out as well, that puts Lennon's job in major jeopardy, and we don't normally try and talk about Celtic, and especially not on post-match reaction pods, but I feel it's pertinent, the fact that the way their fans reacted tonight and gathering in hundreds, putting the police resources at strain to get the police helicopter out after protests and their violence at the end of the game there. They shouldn't even be there at the best of times, but they're still in tier 4 lockdown. They've now put in jeopardy Scottish football getting fans back into the stadium, and that's something that is inexcusable, because what the Scottish Government are looking for any excuse for football to be put on the back shelf again for fans. We know how the Scottish Government treat football fans. This was the excuse they were looking for, just to delay everything again. I hope that they see this as mindless idiots from one club who disgrace themselves time and time again, and they don't treat every single club the same, because in our darkest days over the last 10 years, there was not once we reacted like that. We had more than enough excuse to act like that, but we haven't even won anything yet, and Celtic fans have done this, and it might have set back us especially, but on the wider scope, football fans in Scotland getting back into the ground. So we'll just need to wait and see what happens with that one there. I hope the authorities don't take the blanket approach and they just deal with the one individual club or set of fans anyway. But that's a story for another day. Dave and I'll surely get into that in our next pod. We roll on though. We've got another important game on Thursday, which is a home tie against Standard Liège. We only need a point. Hopefully we can get that 1 point, and it means the last game is not nervy, and we can maybe bring out a few changes, give a few players rest as well. So Dave and I probably won't be back this week. It'll be probably the following week, but as ever you can check out our website, which is ireadypodcast.wordpress.com, and there you can find all the stuff that we do there. So thanks for listening, and goodbye.